again, and welcome back to my channel if you've been here before. If not, welcome. Early days still, but I'm trying to put some content out there. I've tied this channel with our Facebook group, DAC Fans UK. UK residents only, so sorry to our internationals, but you do have other groups out there for Europe, for Canada and Australia, I believe. There's one for the USA. There's lots of fans groups. I created this one for the UK residents only. So if you do get refused because you're not UK resident, unfortunately, the reasoning behind it is purely for that reason. Just so the UK guys can order things without having to pay nobody's fault but extortionate postage. And hopefully during the games that we run, hopefully they may win some DAC kits. I know there are some winners out there that have started their DAC stash with some of our games. So anyway, today I'm going to talk about accessories. Now, I've only been with DAC Diamond Art Club for since 2020. July 2020 I first found Diamond Art Club, and they have considerably, in my eyes, they've considerably upgraded their accessories, their toolkits, their canvases, their drills, the cover paper. It's all, to me, it's all being upgraded, and they're really good. They're listening to their customers, and they're acting on what their customers want, what their customers like. But I just wanted to do a brief video just to cover some of the accessories and how they've changed over the time that I've been with them. So you may recognise these if you've got new kits. You may recognise these, this kind of packaging. So these are the ones that are current now. But what I'm going to do, I'm going to start from scratch. So I'm going to put those to one side a moment. I have got somewhere the old clear packaging, but typical for this video, I couldn't find what I was looking for, which is always the way. But I did pull out the ones that was prior, or a set of ones that was prior to all the changes. Now, if I tip this one out, so this was a typical bag that you received. I can zoom out there. There we go. This was a typical bag that you received as your accessories kit from Diamond Art Club. So you had your toolkit with the Diamond Art Club branding. It was a resealable bag. You could tear across the top, but they opened up well, and they became, as opposed to the old clear bags that had little holes in them, little air holes in them, these new bags didn't have the holes in them. So people were using them, because they're quite substantial. People were using them to put in their excess drills. Like if you had a kit with a lot of 310s, for example, rather than kit them into containers, they was kitting them into these bags. So I've still got quite a few of these paper bags. A couple of them tore at the bottom where the tweezers were inside, but I've got many of these still. Anyway, so this is the toolkits that you would have received in the older kits, and possibly still, if there's an older kit that you've got, that you've got from DAC now, it's possible that you may still receive one of these, but the toolkit contents have changed slightly, so I'm going to go through them. So this was for a square kit, and the reason I know that is because it had tweezers at the bottom there. But every kit in the older kits that used to come like this, so you had the applicator, which was obviously the pen, which I don't appear to have either in this kit. You had the old style pen. Let me see if I've got any to hand, which I don't think I have. Typical. No, I've got none to hand, I don't think. Just bear with me a second. I've got the pen, but not the squishy. So you used to get in this kit. You had the applicator, which was the standard applicator pen that you get in most kits, with the metal tip, the brass tip that eventually wears, it sort of splays out eventually. They did these in different colours, and you also got a comfort grip, which is like a little squishy that went over the pen, over the top of the pen, so you could hold it easier. Heart-shaped containers, including 2 little waxes inside there. So you had 2 plates of wax. Oh, 2 plates of wax. If you're new to diamond painting, they do come with a little peel-off sticker each side. If I can peel that sticker off there. Excuse the state of my nails. I will get round to sorting myself out manicure at one of these points. I can't get the back. Oh, there we go. The backing off. So they're double-sided with these. So some people start, they try and stab the wax without removing the paper first. But just in case you're working out why am I not getting any wax on my pen, and that's why they have these little cover sheets. So yep, you get 2 of those. So 1, 2, the heart shape and the lid. Again, these come in handy for, you could glue a magnet on the back there, and use it as a cover minder. Or obviously you could store your plates of wax in there, the little heart waxes. Even once they're open, they store quite well in there. Or for surplus drills, you could use those for surplus drills. So then we had the tray stopper and the tray. Now, again, they've upgraded so many times, but in the older kits, they have changed. So they started off with these white plastic trays, just slightly bigger than the old green trays. Again, if I take out a green tray from a cheap kit, so this was the old green trays that you get with the cheaper kits. Does the job. It's got the little tip-off part there. It's got the lines in there to help sort your drills. But this was Diamond Art Club's version, so they had, as you can see, it's a little bit bigger. The funnel was a better size, so it was easier. You still got the trims there. But yeah, so they introduced these kind of trays. Then they brought out the clear tray, slightly glittery. I'm not sure if you can catch that on the video. Just there, look, you can see the glitter in there. I personally found that these broke quite easily. They're a different kind of plastic. This is more flexible plastic, I would say. This one is quite the hard plastic. But yeah, personally, I think they look prettier. But people were saying that they didn't find, they struggled sometimes with the drills, not being able to see the bottom of the container. So they would put washi tape or a sticker at the bottom there to cover it over. And they introduced, Diamond Art Club introduced the little stopper as well. So your stopper just fits perfectly inside there. So you can use your tray, shuffle it around with your drills in it to avoid spillage. You had your little stopper, and then to empty it, you took your stopper off, empty your drills, and back in with your stopper for the next lot. Then they upgraded again. This is slightly different, so I don't know if you can tell. It's more opaque than this one. And again, back to the sort of more flexy plastic. Still has the glitter underneath. You can see it clearer now, I think. Still has the glitter at the bottom, but it's slightly more opaque. And again, similar in size. Complete with the stopper. Complete with the stopper. So again, they had these. Then they brought out the white ones, again with the stopper in it. So same again, shuffle, shuffle, shuffle. Obviously easier to see your Oh, excuse the dust in there. It's been in a drawer as well. Obviously easier to see your drills on the white base, but no glitter on these. Just standard white trays. With the stopper, exactly the same thing. So you put your drills in when you're using them. You put the stopper on. You shuffle your drills around, and then you can take the stopper out, empty your drills into the container, and put the stopper back in for the next use. I'll come back to the newer trays in a bit. So, going back to the older style, so you had the craft tray and the tray stopper. The multi-placer used to get a 7, is it a 7? Yeah, 7 placer and a 4 placer. So again, they fit perfectly well in the end of your pens. If you wanted to multi-place, great starters, but if I used these to practice on because I couldn't get the hang of multi-placing, so I started with the little 4 placer, worked my way up to the 7 and realised that I could use that for a 6-5 as well. So I tended to use the 7s more. As I've learned how to multi-place, I've increased that even more. And obviously Diamond Art Club have now brought in their new metal placers. They're much better still, and they're much thinner as well. Here's one I made earlier, filled with cat's putty. This is a 10 placer, but again fits perfectly well on the end of the new pens, but I'll come back to that in a second. So yeah, so multi-placers were in your kit. Then you had a cover minder. Now again, these were like highly collectible. People were collecting these, swapping them, selling them. Basically, if you're not sure what a cover minder is, it's just a little ornamental kind of thing with 2 magnets on the back. And the idea is that when you're working on your whip, let me see if I can bring that over. So you're working on your whip. This is your cover. So you basically put your cover minder on one side. Underneath your canvas, you would put the magnet on that side, and it would hold your. Let me do it properly. Let me show you this properly. So if I put this underneath my current canvas, I'll put the magnet up the right way, otherwise the magnet runs away with you. Where are you? Oh, I've lost you. Where's the magnet gone? Come on. Never work with live animals, children, or magnets that have got a mind of their own. There we go, I finally got it. So yeah, so the idea of the cover minder, if I bring you back into there, the idea of the cover minder is, so one magnet goes underneath your canvas, the other side goes on top of your cover minder film, and the idea is when you fold it back, that it holds your cover back, so you can work on your canvas without the cover in the way, and then bring it back when you're finished. So that is your cover minder. Again, there's lots of different styles. So we've got a little flower there, a little shell, and again, highly collectible. As I said, people were selling them in our group. We don't, anything you get as a free accessory, I don't let people sell, purely for the fact that they came as a free accessory. I know people do sell them and people do ask for them, but I only say in our group that you can only ask for postage. Any shipping costs incurred you can ask for, but not actual payments for anything free. In the where there is cover minders that are handmade, etc., that haven't been part of the kit, that's a bit different. But with the accessory kits, I did specifically say no sales except shipping costs. Washi tape. So again, the washi tape. Now, sometimes I use this and sometimes I don't. Again, a random washi tape in each kit. As I said, these are the old accessory kits I'm talking about here. But you had a random washi tape kit. Now again, as I explained earlier, that some people were using this to line the bottom of their their trays. And it's just kind of like a masking tape kind of thing. It's not very tacky, but it's a little bit sticky. So some people were putting this on the bottom of their trays, just so they could see the bottom easier. Some people have taken to putting them in the inside of their trays. So you get that little shelf at the bottom of your tray. So instead of the trays all bunching up, the drills would sit at the bottom of the tray there with the washi tape on there. So it was easier, so you only had a few to work on. So, and some people put them around the edges of the slightly over stick of the canvas when they're working on. Helps to prevent dust and fluff. So again, these came in different designs. These are just two that I've randomly got out. But you used to get a reel of washi tape as well. A packet of Ziploc baggies. So this is what I've used to kit up my most recent kit because there we go. Because my containers are full up with other kits that I haven't kitted down yet. And some tweezers. As I said, you didn't get these in the round kits, only in the old square kits. Again, branded tweezers, very, very sharp. Some people have nicknamed them as murder tweezers, but easy to handle if you prefer using tweezers to place your drills. Some people like these for ABs, but the putty I use now from Cat's Putty, I don't find that sticks to the ABs like the wax does. So I tend to not use these, but again, they came in different sizes and styles and colours. So again, if you get an older kit, you might notice a difference, but you've got here, look, you can see straight away that these are much shorter, branded tweezers, but much shorter. And again, some people preferred the shorter ones, some people preferred the longer ones. Still very, very sharp tips. But as you can see, much wider opening there. So if you grip higher up, as opposed to a pen grip down here, these don't open as far out as those did. And you can see the difference there, look. But again, just remember to put your caps on. And at one point, Diamond Art Club were offering pink tweezers. So if you were lucky enough, as I said, some of the older kits will still come with these, but they had the pink tweezers, again, long and short. I've got a short pair here, but exactly the same as the black ones. Stuck together there. Exactly the same as the black ones, very, very sharp points. So don't forget to put your cover on the end there. But as I said, these all came out of the older kits. So if you get a kit with this style packaging, square kits will have tweezers, round kits will be the same but without. So if you get this style packaging, you would expect to see cover minders, the craft tray with the small tray with the stopper, the squishy that I didn't have to hand, a cover minder, a roll of washi tape, some Ziploc baggies, and as I said, square kits come with tweezers, round kits didn't. Now, they upgraded again. Now, this is what I love about DAC, because they do listen, and they do. People have asked for no toolkits, but imagine these are a bulk put together, and just like if you go to McDonald's and you order a Big Mac without ketchup, without lettuce, it takes longer for your burger to be made, because it's not with the standard Big Mac, for example. They have laid them out and they just go slap, 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 slap all over them. Whereas if you order an individual catered for burger at McDonald's, you will have a slightly longer wait because it's specifically made to your order. So, toolkits, the same again. It's probably quicker and easier for Diamond Art Club to pop their toolkits straight in with the kit, as it is to pull them out of the kits and ask separate money for them. Again, I've seen these. Now, I've seen these trays, the trays out of these toolkits alone, I've seen on eBay and Vinted. I've seen the trays alone selling for £10. When you consider the cost of a DAC kit, yes, they average about, the bigger ones average about £60 to £90 in the UK. That can be quite expensive part of your kit, but if you use your discount code, if you use a discount code, even if you use, say, a £10% discount code, there's lots of codes to be had on DAC. Every kit comes with a discount code in the instructions and on the boxes. If you buy a kit with a discount code, say for example, you bought a £70 kit, straight away, if you use a 10% discount code, that's £7 off your bill. If you then say that these people are selling just their trays alone, not necessarily accessory kit, but their trays alone for £10, that's another £10 off your kit. And straight away, you're looking at a cheaper kit, but premium branded. Anyway, the cover minders, there was lots of complaints. Some of the cover minders were coming through. Now, bear in mind, these are shipped internationally as well. Some of the cover minders were coming through and the magnets were loose on the back of the minder. They still had the two magnets. Or sometimes they were omitted completely. It was genuine. It's not, oh my God, like I haven't got a cover minder. But some people spoil it for the rest of us. They were complaining that the magnets had come off in transit and asking for a refund, and quite rightly DA said. I think initially they started offering points, but then it was like, no, the magnets are coming off in transit, just a little dab of glue on the magnet, make sure it's the right way up, obviously. We'll fix that, no problem. But no, too many complaints, so they stopped the cover minders and the washi tape complete, because that used to be part of that kit. So as I said, if you get an older kit with this style packaging, it's very unlikely now you'll see the old clear packaging, but if you see this style package in your kit, then it's one of the older kits with some washi tape and a cover minder. But as I said, you don't get those in the new kits. Now, there are two styles of new toolkits. Obviously, you can see the difference straight away. The smaller bag and a larger bag. Now, this larger bag is the one that you will get in your new kit. If you get this style bag, it's quite likely that you will get a Treasure Quest card. I will make a video on Treasure Quest cards at another time. But if you do, it's quite likely you will. Now, again, they're not guaranteed to be in your kit, but it is a possibility that you will get a trading card. Now, some are in bronze, some are have silver foil on them, some are gold foiled, and some are black kits. They're the rarest. I haven't been fortunate enough yet to receive a black card, but basically you can scratch off the back of the codes and collect them. Once you've got a certain amount, you can trade them. But like I say, I'll do another video on Treasure Quest cards, they're called, but people know them as trading cards. So today I'm just focusing on the toolkit. So in the new toolkit, as I said, you get the large style tray. So you've got your lid, a stopper, much larger than the, let's take this one out of here. So again, let me put that to one side for a moment, much larger than the old style trays, and even bigger still from the green trays. The good thing about these is you can put the lids on and they stack. They are branded Diamond Art Club, so you know straight away if you've got a Diamond Art Club version or a cheaper version. So good quality lids that close completely. You can hear that snap there. So again, shaking your drills, there's no loose drills anywhere. stopper. So again, easy to empty into your pots. And the good thing is that they stack on top of each other, like so. So if you've got confetti, you can have these stacked up. The stoppers on the front there are big enough to accommodate the number labels, or you can write on the symbols if you'd like. But as I said, they stack high. Now, again, I didn't bring to the table, but they have started doing their own trays. I will link into the, put a link in the description. They have started bringing out some colour trays, pastel coloured trays in sets of 6 or 7. They are the same size. They are the large size. And again, if you want to buy them in bulk, it's probably a much cheaper way than buying them separately from someone who got them free in their kit. And it also gives you a little bit of colour. Again, I'll introduce those in another video because I forgot to bring them to the table. Just typical Jan. Okay, so you get your tray, your stopper and your sliding lid. You get the bag, they're baggies. You still get a bag of baggies in there. You get 1 plate of wax. So if you've got your old heart-shaped containers, you can put them in there. Some people prefer still to use the wax. I've got wax that I've had from my starter kit. So some people use a lot of wax. It depends how heavy-handed you are with your dotting. Oh, sorry, just knocked the camera there. Some people still use the wax. So they do include the wax still in their new kits. But they've introduced these now, the twist and pick pens. Branded pens. Now again, you can buy twist and pick pens from retailers. They're still available. And again, you can buy premium twist and pick pens from Diamond Art Club. But this is a free version that you get in the kit. Now again, exactly as before, you get your twist off multi-placer. You get a 4 and a 7, just as before. So obviously you can change them up depending on what you'd like, or you can do like I've done and put one of the metal ones in. I've secured this with a little bit of washi tape, but people have used elastic bands or hair bands or a little bit of sellotape, a little bit of washi tape there just to secure that so it's not going anywhere just while it's in use. Now in this kit here, I've got a plastic tip with the brass, which if you remember was the old style pens. Now these brass tips eventually do wear and splay, and if I show you my one that I've been using for quite a while, this, like I say, this is loaded up with cat's putty, but you see the difference there. So if I put that one next to it, you can see that mine is quite splayed now. It's quite out of character. But again, when they first come out, they only had plastic tips. So again, on an older kit, on an older new kit or a newer old kit, the twist and pick pens come with a plastic tip. They're still refillable, but they came with the plastic tips here. So you get your lid, so you can protect your putty, keep it dry, keep it from dust, etc. And literally to operate them, you just twist the pen until enough putty comes out at the end. The initial twist is quite a little bit of force, but you'll see the putty to start coming out at the end there. And you want it just enough that it reaches the tip. If you go like I've done there, you'll find when you're dotting that it splays out and possibly goes on your sticky canvas. So you don't need that. So you wipe that bit away. Get rid of that. So you're just left with literally a flat tip. And then it's easy. You can see by me picking up the bag there that it's very easy to dot with no residue. Okay, they are refillable. So you unscrew the end here in the opposite direction to the way you screw it for your putty. And you can take this little stopper as again, sometimes they're quite stiff when they're brand new. You take this little stopper out. You can refill with your putty, as I've done with mine. I've refilled mine with my favourite putty from Cat's Diamond Painting. Crafting Cat UK. My apologies there, Cat, giving the wrong address. So Crafting Cat UK on Etsy. She does have her own Facebook group. As I said, I refill my putty with hers. My twist and pick pens, I refill straight away. As I said, you twist it just tight enough, so it's not so tight. You're not wrenching it right to the very end, because otherwise your putty will start coming out the end there. Just enough till you've got enough putty on the end. But again, Diamond Art Club supply you with a pack of putty. So if you do use this one, again, nothing wrong with using Diamond Art Club's putty. You get a little pack of putty to use. Now, again, Diamond Art Club have updated. So from their plastic tip here to their metal tip here. So again, just that little bit stronger than the brass tips. So the plastic ones, people were finding that they split along the seam. I personally haven't had that problem, but they found they split along the seam. The only problem you get with the brass ones, as I said, is they do splay after a while. Again, depending on how heavy-handed you are. Now you can replace it. But again, Diamond Art Club have introduced their own twist and pick metal tips. Now again, exactly the same as the plastic version, so you can take it out, unscrews, take it out. Oh, with your little adapter. This has got nothing in it, it's an empty one. There you go, you can see my fingers there. So this is an empty one. It doesn't come squashed like that. I squashed it by accident. But yeah, so you still get your little stopper. You still put it into your twist and pick pen. And again, from a comfort side, these are slightly different shaped, so you don't need your squishy. But again, as I said, usually I use my pens to match up with my canvas, and I tend to use my pens from Crafted Makes. Again, on Etsy, Crafty Makes, Steve Dickens, he makes sand turn pens. I tend to get pens from him. But for the instance of this video, and again, because I hadn't kitted down, I've just been using the toolkit that comes with the accessory pack. But there's no reason, as I said, if you're starting out new, there's no reason why you need to upgrade. Put the right pen tip on. There's no reason why you need to upgrade any part of your kit. It all comes ready for you to use. Now, in turn, the smaller kit, so the smaller toolkit, this you'll get with your smaller kits. So like your easels, mini easels, your framables. You get a slightly smaller kit. The pen is still the same. Still get the same pen, but you get slightly different, slightly smaller tray. Other than that, it's identical. Still get your multiplacer, still get your plate of wax there, still get your tray with the stopper. If you put the stopper in, okay, there we go, put the lid on, still snap shut like the other one did. The difference is it is slightly smaller than the larger trays. So again, you could still stack them, but they would stack one on top of the other of the big ones. And again, in comparison, so let me do a size comparison for you. So this was their older kits. I'll take the stopper out. Take the stopper out of there. So this was their older kits. And this is the green tray that you would get with your cheaper kits. So still substantially bigger than what you've possibly been using, but not as big as the big trays. Also, another upgrade they've done is the length of the funnel. I've got 2 short funnels here, but the length of the funnel, they've slightly extended this now. So again, you might get a newer kit that has a slightly elongated funnel. And also the putty, you still get your putty pack with your smaller accessories, but again, with the newer ones, and again I don't have one here to show you, but the newer kits still, they've now replaced the putty for clear wax. So again, same format, you still get your twist and pick pen, but instead of having the white putty, it now comes with clear wax. So if you do accidentally leave any on your drills, it's less easy to see there. What you don't get anymore in the kits, in the accessory kits, as I said, you don't get the washi tape, you don't get the cover minders. So they're for you to either purchase or use your old ones. But you don't get tweezers with the new kits. Now again, you might have them from previously, but Diamond Art Club did bring out a curved tweezer in the pink. People like the pink, so they've come out with the pink curved tweezers there. But they also do a 3-pack, a Tweezer Trio Set. And in this pack you get, oh, I've just lost the stopper. Oh, there it is. Just put that back on there quickly. So in this pack you get a normal tweezer, branded tweezer, but blue. So just to compare to my old black one, there you go. Same length as the longer ones. So still got the murder tips on it. Very, very, very sharp. Let me show you on that cardboard. There we go. That's how sharp they are. They will pop through. So always try and remember to keep your stopper on them. Lovely tweezers to hold, as I said, slightly longer so they fit in your hand lovely if you do use tweezers, and also being blue, just like their square kits come in with blue branding, they've got blue tweezers. You get a set of curved tweezers, so again the same as you can buy separately, but you get a set, you get one as part of your set. Now again, these are easier for picking up ABs at the slant, or if you prefer to pick drills up one at a time. Still very, very sharp. Still will pop through the cardboard there. Hello. Little smiley face. There you go. Still pop through the cardboard. Again, don't forget to put your tweezer tips on, especially if you've got young children or pets. The curved tweezers obviously curve round to fit round there. And then you also get these ones. Now these, again, I know initially Diamond Art Club had some complaints about these. These are actually ceramic tip tweezers. So they're not as sharp, but they do the job perfectly. Now some people were getting their tweezers fused together. If your tweezers look like this, you just need to give them a slight nudge just to open them out a little bit. Some of them are coming fused together, and that's not obviously how you use a set of tweezers. So just give them a slight nudge. Mine came like it. Just give them a slight nudge and they pop open. Now again, in comparison to the older tweezers, they're not much shorter, but a little longer than the others. But again, they've got a slightly curved tip here, as opposed to the curved on the pink tweezers. So they are slightly upturned, so you can go down. But because they're ceramic, they don't scratch. So if you're using these on special gems and you're concerned, or ABs or anything like that, and you're concerned that they will scratch, these ones don't. And the other thing I've noticed is, picking up my cardboard pen, so these were the murder tweezers, if you remember. These ones are very, very difficult to poke through. Don't poke through your finger. They still stab, but they're harder to poke through. So there you go. You can see the effort I'm putting in there to try and make a hole. Much safer. If you have a tendency to stab yourself, These are much safer, much less murderous, if you like. But you still get your little cap, but these just literally slot over the top just to hold the tweezer together, if that's what you prefer. So anyway, I think that's it for the time being. I've waffled on again, less emotional than my first video. If you have any comments, did you prefer the old kits with the cover minders and tweezers built in, or do you prefer this style with where you can buy your own equipment? Let me know in the comments below. Once again, thank you for watching, and I'll catch you next time. See you later. Bye.